Hey there, welcome back to Tech Savvy 101 AI and Automation Made Simple. I'm your host, Sarah Baker, your tech savvy bestie, who's here to help you simplify your business, embrace automation, and save hours every week. Today, I'm excited to bring you our third episode in the Automated Systems at Scale mini-series, where we're exploring how the right project management system can transform your business from manual and chaotic to automated and streamlined. If you haven't checked out the first two episodes, I recommend starting there to get the foundation in place. I'll link them in the show notes. In today's episode, we're taking things to the next level with advanced automation strategies in Asana. I'll show you how to create sophisticated workflows that can truly run your business on autopilot. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to implement cross-project automations, leverage external integrations, and build complete systems that will save you hours every week. Let's dive in. In our last episode, we set up some basic rules in Asana. Today, we're going to take it to the next level and explore the full power of what rules can do without having to write a single line of code. According to Asana's Anatomy of Work Index, teams that effectively use automation tools report 27% higher on-time completion rates and 30% less time spent on manual coordination. That is the power of sophisticated rules. So let's explore 3 advanced rule configurations that can transform your workflow with real-world examples that you can start implementing today. First, we're going to talk about multi-trigger rules and how you combine those conditions with and/or logic. Stick with me. I know that was a mouthful. So here's an example. Let's say you're a digital marketing agency. Here's how you could use this in your design approval process. You would set up a rule where when a task is ready to be moved from the ready for review section, and the task has at least one attachment, and the custom field called design version is marked as final, then Asana automatically notifies the creative director and changes the status to awaiting approval. So that is the logic component. It has to meet all of those conditions. It has to be ready for review. It has to have an attachment, and it has to have that custom field called design version marked as final. If it doesn't meet all of those criteria, then the logic won't allow Asana to notify the creative director and change the status to awaiting approval. So this multi-trigger rule solves a huge bottleneck because previously designers were marking their work as ready for review before they had attached the final files, causing the creative director to waste a ton of time checking for incomplete work and then having to message those designers and go back and say, where's the work? I don't see it. And that was causing a lot of that back and forth, wasting time. Now, the approval notification only gets triggered when all the conditions are met. That alone could save the creative director about 5 hours per week of unnecessary back and forth. No more Slack messages, no more going in to check the status of projects. Easy breezy. So if you want to set up this rule, you would go into the rules section of your project settings. You would click on add rule, and then you would select when all of these things happen for the and logic, or when all of these things happen for or logic, and then you would add your conditions. The next rule configuration is multi-action rules that trigger multiple actions at once. This is one of my favorites. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a wedding planner. You could use this to streamline your client communication. Let's say you mark a vendor booking task as complete, like booking the photographer. Then as soon as you've marked that complete, your rule will automatically do things like move the task to the confirmed vendors section, create a new task for the final payment schedule, add a note to the booking details in your client communications log, and send an email to both the client and the vendor confirming the booking. So in this case, that single automation replaces what used to be a 15-minute process that you might repeat dozens of times per week. Every time you book one vendor, it triggers needing to have multiple actions taken. But now all you have to do is click a box, meaning that you've marked a booking task as complete, and it automatically triggers all of the subsequent tasks that need to be completed once that first task is completed. So if you want to create multi-action rules that trigger multiple actions, you would, when you set up your rule, simply keep clicking, add another action to chain multiple consequences together. The last one is custom field as triggers. This is really a powerful automation option. Here's an example of how this would work. In this case, let's say you are a software development team. You could easily use this for something like bug prioritization. You would set up a rule where when the bug severity custom field that you have created is changed to critical as its status, Asana would automatically add the task to the emergency fixes project and also assign it to the lead developer, change the due date to today, and send a notification to the entire engineering team via Slack. So this would be helpful in this situation where it would not let a critical bug fix sit unaddressed, even if it's discovered after hours. This automation would help you to reduce your critical bug response time significantly. So if you want to set up a custom field trigger, you would create your rule and then select when a custom field changes as your trigger, and then specify which field and which value should activate the rule. According to a study by McKinsey, organizations that use advanced automation features like these save an average of 11.5 hours per employee per week. So that's more than a quarter of a typical work week that you're reclaiming. For those who want to take automation even further, Asana also offers powerful developer tools that you can use to enable custom integrations. According to a report by IDC, businesses that leverage APIs to connect all of their tools together see a 28% increase in operational efficiency compared to those using standalone applications. So I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty and the technical details of API implementation in this episode, but I just want to highlight some of the possibilities. One of them is custom notifications. You can use Asana's webhook API to send task updates to Slack, Microsoft Teams, or even custom text notifications. You can also do advanced reporting. This lets you pull data into a custom dashboard or a reporting tool for more sophisticated analysis, even than Asana's built-in reports provide, or custom automation logic. For workflows with really complex decision trees, you could use the API to implement business logic that goes even beyond what rules can do. So if you're not technical, don't worry. The API options are something you can implement with the help of either a developer or using some of the no-code tools like Make, which offers visual interfaces for working with APIs. I personally find Make a little easier to use than Zapier, and I'm going to include links to this resource in the show notes to help you explore more about how to set up this integration. One of the most powerful aspects of Asana automation is the ability to create workflows that span multiple projects. This is where you're really going to start to see entire business processes running automatically. A study by Gallup found that businesses with connected processes across departments report 22% higher profitability than those with siloed operations. Let me describe 3 game-changing cross-project workflows that you could set up today. First is your client journey automation. Imagine this. When a task moves to the client-signed stage of your sales pipeline project, Asana could automatically create a new task in your client onboarding project and copy all the relevant client details. This alone is going to create a seamless handoff from the sales to the operations without any manual coordination. Even more powerful, if you're a solopreneur, it helps you ditch the endless piles of to-do lists and post-it notes that are probably cluttering your desk and keeps everything in one central hub, always up to date and available at your fingertips, and allows you to move that never-ending to-do list out of your head and into somewhere that you can access at a moment's notice. Next is the content promotion workflow. When a task is moved to published in your content calendar project, Asana can automatically create promotion tasks in both your social media project and your email marketing project. This is going to ensure that every piece of content you create gets proper promotion across all channels without falling through the cracks. No more realizing, oh shoot, I forgot to send an email newsletter this week. Third is project dependencies. So when the last task of Project A is completed, Asana can automatically trigger the start of Project B. This is really perfect for sequential processes like product launches or client projects that have very distinct phases. According to Project Management Institute, organizations with automated cross-functional workflows complete 27% more projects on time and 22% more projects within budget. Asana's AI capabilities go way beyond just task suggestions. So let me explain how to leverage them for smarter resource management. First off, you can balance workload with AI. Asana's workload view uses AI to analyze each member of your team's capacity and make suggestions for rebalancing work. Because you're assigning tasks to each person, the AI is going to give you notifications if it sees that there's a significant amount more work assigned to one member of your team. To find this, you're going to go to the Workload tab at the top of your project, and you'll see color-coded indicators showing who's overloaded and who has capacity to take on more tasks. This is going to help prevent burnout and ensure that deadlines are actually realistic. According to a study by Deloitte, teams that are using AI for resource allocation report 35% fewer missed deadlines and 28% higher team satisfaction. Next is deadline predictions. Asana's AI can analyze your team's past performance to suggest realistic deadlines for new tasks. So when you're creating a task, look for the smart date suggestions that appear below the due date field. Finally, there's also AI-powered task suggestions. So the more you work in Asana, the AI will actually start to identify gaps in your projects and suggest tasks that you may have forgotten. So for example, if you're always creating a social media announcement after publishing a blog post, Asana might actually suggest this task if you forgot to add it. So you'll see those suggestions appear as you're working on your projects. Client communication is also one of the most time-consuming aspects of running a service business. Automating it can save hours while actually improving your client's experience while working with you. According to a study by PwC, 82% of clients value automated status updates and appreciate the transparency that they provide. This is a really easy way to look like a total rock star in the eyes of your clients. And here's how you're going to set up automated client communications. First, milestone notifications. You can set up a rule where when a task that you've tagged as milestone is completed, Asana will automatically trigger an email to your client with a progress update. To do this, you'll create a rule with a trigger that's when task is completed and a condition that checks for the milestone tag. Then you're just going to use an email action or a Make or a Zapier integration to send that update to your client. Next is approval request workflows. When a task moves to the needs approval section, Asana can automatically send the client an email with the deliverable and a link for them to provide feedback. This streamlines the review process and prevents approval bottlenecks. Third is automatic follow-ups. You can set another rule where when a task has been waiting for client input for X number of days, maybe you set it for 2 days or 3 days, Asana will automatically send a gentle reminder email. This ensures projects keep moving forward without you having to manually chase down your clients. And there you have it. We have covered a lot of advanced automation strategies in this episode. From sophisticated rules and cross-project workflows to integrations with your entire tech stack. These automations can truly transform how your business operates and save you some significant time in the process. That's not just about efficiency, it's also about creating space for the high-value, creative work that only you can do. In our final episode of this mini-series, we'll explore how to integrate AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude within your Asana workflows, creating an even more powerful business ecosystem. We'll also look at measuring and optimizing your automation ROI to ensure you're getting the maximum benefit from these systems. If you're finding value in this series, I'd love it if you could subscribe and leave a review. It helps other tech-curious entrepreneurs find the show. For detailed instructions on implementing any of the automations we discussed today, make sure to check out the resources I've linked for you in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Tech Savvy 101. I'll see you really soon.